IELTS Test Day Preparation Tips in Nepal. Every exam requires a different approach in preparation, and every exam day requires a different approach in preparation and execution. Preparing for the exam is only half of the battle, the other half is coming up with effective strategies for answering questions. It is necessary to understand how you will approach any exam to perform well on it. Below are a few pointers to help you perform well in each section. Test day tips for the IELTS speaking section. 1. Keep the length of your responses relevant to the question. If you decide to continue speaking until the examiner stops you, you will make a mistake because the examiner may never stop you, and you will begin to lose concentration. 2. It is not necessary to learn answers by heart and then practice them. You will be nervous due to this process, and there is a good chance you will not be asked the exact question you prepared for. 3. Pay close attention to the question and then provide an answer. If you require any clarification, please inquire before responding to ensure that your response is relevant. 4. Before your exam, try to communicate in English. Simple reason is to train your brain to think in English from the beginning of the process. The most effective method of communicating in English is to first begin processing your thoughts in English. Test day tips for the IELTS reading section. 1. Don't divide the total time by the number of questions you'll be answering. You have 60 minutes to answer 40 questions, meaning you will have 1.5 minutes to spend on each. This procedure is incorrect because there are several different strategies that you should take into consideration. Because you still have to figure out how the text is organized, the first few questions will take a little longer to complete. You can devote a little more time to the more difficult passage and a little less to the easier passage. 2. It is not necessary to first read the question and then read the passage to figure out where the answer is hidden within the passage itself. It may be effective for some people while being ineffective for others. You can skim through the text to get a general idea of what it is about. This method saves you time because you know which section of the text contains the answer. First, experiment with both approaches to see which works best for you. There is no right or wrong approach, there is only what works best for you. Test day tips for the IELTS writing section. 1. Allow as much time as possible to prepare the written responses to the questions. You can write more quickly and precisely if you know exactly what you want to say. Begin by taking 2 minutes to organize your thoughts before beginning to write. 2. Keep 5 minutes, in the end, to review your response again. This is done to ensure that there aren't any repeated words in the document. This is referred to as repetition in the language world and is a fatal mistake in any language exam. Make sure to double-check your response. Test day tips for the IELTS listening section. 1. Concentrate on the entire question rather than just looking for keywords. 2 questions that contain the same keyword but are completely different can be answered similarly. Keywords only provide information about the question's context, not the answer. 2. Don't scribble down everything you hear while you're listening. If you are preoccupied with writing, you are not paying attention. 3. In a similar vein to the reading section, pay close attention to the entire question and pay close attention to the answer. You will be required to read, write, and think simultaneously, but you will be required to spend most of your time listening.